Welcome back, chess fans. Today we are diving into the iconic clash between the two legends, the Mark Taimanov versus the attacking genius Mikhail Tal. And this game was played in round 2 of 1957 USSR Chess Championship. So let's jump right into the action. In this game, Taimanov has the white pieces and he started the game with c4. This is the English opening and knight to f6 by Tal. So knight to c3 and e6. This is the Agincourt defense. So d4 building the strong center and bishop to b4 pinning this knight. So e3 c5 and bishop to d3 by Taimanov. Tal just castle and Tal is aggressive player, so he just wants to his king safe and then he goes for attack like a madman, so he just castles his king. Knight to f3 by Taimanov, d5 striking in the center, and here Taimanov just castle. So knight to c6 and a3 challenging this bishop. So c takes on d4 attacking this knight. So a takes on before taking the bishop and d takes on c3. This is the first critical moment in the game that I'll just gives up the bishop early in the game. Also he takes the knight here and create some double pawns for white. So Tal is giving up something in the opening, but he is the tactical genius. So b takes on c3 was played and queen to c7, queen to e2 by Taimanov and bishop to d7, e4 striking in the center. So d takes on e4 by Tal, bishop takes on e4 and knight takes on e4 just grabbing the bishop. So now both has the opposite color bishop. Queen takes on e4 and f6 by Tal, hindering the activity of white species. These two squares are covered by this pawn, so bishop cannot directly jump here. Also, knight cannot come here. So f6 and rook to d1 by white. So rook f to d8 protecting the bishop, also opposing this rook. So bishop to e3 just developing the bishop and connecting the rook. So e5 grabbing some space in the center and queen to d5 check. So king to h8 was played by Tal, tucking the king in the corner. So queen to d6 offering the trade of queens and queen to c8 by Tal just declining the trade of queens, and this position is better for white and white can go all out here in this position with the knight to g5 and just trying to get this fork. And if black takes and then bishop takes, and now you cannot move this rook because this rook, if this rook move then this bishop will fall. So bishop to e6 and you can simply take here. If you take here with the queen, then queen takes, rook takes, rook takes and knight takes here. This position is completely winning for a white, but in this position after queen to c8 b5 was played by Taimanov and this position is slightly better for black, but with perfect play you can win this game easily. Tal finds the best way to win the game, just bishop to h3. Now this bishop is hanging, this knight is hanging, but Tal also attacking the white's queen. So queen just went back, queen to a3, just saving the queen, and now rook takes on d1 with check. And now this position is totally lost for white. So rook takes on d1, rook takes on d1, and queen to g4, just threatening mate in one. So if you have to save on this mate, then you have to go knight to e1. You cannot go knight to h4. If you come here, then queen takes on d1 is mate in one. So knight to e1 was played and queen takes on d1. So now rook is falling and the Tal has the extra rook now, but Tal's knight and bishop both are hanging. So g takes on h3, taking the bishop and also creating the space for king. So queen takes on e1 with the check, king g2 and knight to d4. Knight is also hanging on c6 and Tal put it on the d4 square. So if pawn takes and pawn takes, then he can get the open files for use, and also he can introduce the rook into the game. The last piece he has, so c takes on d4 and e takes on d4. Now e file gets open, so bishop to f4, just saving the bishop, and queen to e4 with the check. So now this bishop is hanging, so king to g3 defending the bishop, so h5 threatening this h4 check. So queen to d6 was played, and rook to e8 is also bashed. But in this position, king to h7 was played by Tal. White don't have the check. So in this position, king to h7, queen to d7 was played by Taimanov, and rook to e8, just aligning the rook and queen to kill this white king. So h4 by Taimanov, not allowing this h4 check. So queen to g6 with check, king to f3, and rook to e1 was played. So in this position, after a rook to e1, Mark Taimanov resigned the game because with the best defense there is a mate in 9, and surely Tal is finding the mate, and if you miss something in between, then it's a mate not is away from the Tal species. So in this position, if you play with the best defense, then bishop to e3, you have to give up this bishop. So d takes on e3, f takes on a3, and rook to f1 check. So king e2 and queen g2 check, and now this queen and rook. If you go here, then rook check is taking the queen. So game is just over for white. So in this position, after rook to e1, there is a mate in 9 also, and you have to give up the too much material. So in this position, Mark Taimanov just resign the game, and this is it for the game. Thank you for watching the video, and if you are enjoying the video, then please do like the video, subscribe the channel, and hit the notification bell. And also you can share your thoughts on this brilliant battle between the Mark Taimanov and Mikhail Tal. See you in the next video. Stay tuned with us.